how much effort it takes to make a precision product like a pager. So Swissphone is the operator and the owner of a public safety paging network in Switzerland.
Yes, see that all our products conform to the applicable standards.
Quality laboratories, quality systems.
What is most important?
Both. Now it is broken. 157 newtons.
1 millimeter by 0.5 millimeter.
4, 5, 6.
You have to use ionized compressed air.
If the material flow doesn't work, it stops everything.
It's about life.
It's about life. It's critical medicine. It has to be like that.
You're proud to be working for Swissphone, right?
I am very proud.
Right now it's about 7:30 in the evening. I expect to be at 9:30 at the location in Switzerland. That's a city called Samstagen. There's a very tiny little village. So the first city to hit in Switzerland is Basel, then go to Zurich and then to go to Samstagen. So it's about a 3-minute drive from this little village to the headquarters of Swissphone in Samstagen. That's about, I believe it's 5 kilometers or something like that. But just for your imagination, this is the facility of Swissphone. It's situated in the middle of the mountains, about some 1 hour drive from the city of Zurich. This is Robert.
Hello.
And Robert is going to show me the research and development departments, and not only the research and development department. There are many other departments here at Swissphone. I can spend a whole day at this office actually, I think. But let's, first things first, Robert, R&D, right?
R&D, yeah.
So where do we go?
First floor.
Okay, let's go. So hardware Entwicklung. It's this is. Good morning. What exactly do you do on research and development? Because I see a lot of techie stuff over here, okay. But
so let's come over here. What you see here is our recently set up antenna performance lab, and we do some radiation performance testing of our high frequency antennas that we have inside the devices. Not actually the paging frequency, but technologies like Bluetooth or a cellular mobile radio.
Okay.
We have this turntable over here where we set up our S-quad paging. Now it's turning and measuring. We see how the antenna behaves and the performance. We are also doing some rugged testing. We're going to test with double the voltage that it's supposed to hold to protect the front end amplifier. We have also like tiny ESD protection diodes that we place close to the antenna. In the R&D we do the soldering like down to this size by hand usually, before it goes into production.
Wow.
Okay.
That's just amazing.
Daniel is doing the layout, the PCB layout for us. He's scrolling all through the many different layers that such a PCB usually features.
What you see over here is this over here, right?
Yes, this is the assembly drawing, and here is the diode.
This is the diode
this
over
is the
here,
diode.
which is that part, which is exactly this piece over here. Is that piece over
this
here?
Here is it soldered.
Okay.
If you flip it, it looks like this. So they are the two gold contacts that you have to solder onto the PCB. With the industrial designer,
Yes.
we did a lot of sketching, a lot of different concepts that we have evaluated, and we came up with this kind of concept finally. And we also made some calculations on the strength of the part. Here we did some testing with different materials, and of course some did break, but we made
Exactly. Take a look. Take a look at this one.
We made improvements that it's
this one as well. You only can make a good product once you are testing it thoroughly, right? Swiss quality.
Yes, right.
In this case, right?
Yeah.
Just like the cheese, the watches.
We take care of on everything.
So the department behind me is the software R&D development department. So you have hardware development, software development, and right here, all of this measurement stuff is the testing department. And of course, system test. The proof is in the pudding, as they always say. So that means that you can talk about tests, you can talk about quality, but you need to experience quality. Before you need to experience quality, there are certificates, and that's something where the Swiss are very good at. This is a certificate for Swissphone Wireless AG. That's one certificate. That's a certificate from the Swiss government here. This is an ATEX certificate. And of course, one of the most important certificates since 2018. Swissphone is part of the ETSI, and they are working on the standards for paging. Very important. That proves that this company knows exactly what it's talking about. And nowadays, of course, we also talk about the environment. And in this case, we have an environment certificate. And that's definitely not all, because there's another certificate left, which is the GS certificate. That is a kind of a TÜV Prüfung, as they say it here in Switzerland. It's another certificate of having a good product. Let's first go to the next step, and the next step is lunch, because it's lunchtime. It's not really lunchtime because it's Swiss lunchtime. In the Netherlands we have lunch at 1. In Switzerland they have lunch at around 12 o'clock.
We decided for logistics to use an RFID which accompanies the product from the assembled PCB to the finished device. This allows us to read and write contactless informations, and this information goes through the whole production, so we can use the RFID to track our product in every step of our production.
So it's all about efficiency, and that's typically Swiss. So we're coming back to the Swiss thing. It's efficiency as well, right?
Yes,
important.
yes.
All right. Oh yes, I almost forgot. It's time to go to the production. They wait for me at the production right now. Coffee is finished. Good talks at the coffee machine. Production is, I believe, downstairs. So this is the production, and I found Salim over here, and he's going to talk about
Production pages.
So what are we looking here at?
We have to prepare everything for the machine, so we load them.
So you're loading the boards over
We're
here.
loading the boards now, and they come across to the jet printer.
This printer is amazing. This printer is so fast, printing the dots, the soldier on the board,
on
right?
the board. 1 million dots in an hour. It's a very quick machine. Here are all the devices which are being placed here. Both of them, they bring a capacity of around 32,000. After mounting, we use this oven used to melt down the solder. Here is the most useful part, which we really, that is because of the radio frequency identity for S-Squad. The radio frequency which writes unique barcode to each and every print.
Just when you think you have seen it all, there's some more, right? Yeah.
The department is called the tampon printing department. Printing logos Swissphone logos for the company. So this is it. Print is like this.
There are around 6 stages of assembling here.
Okay.
Here is stage number 1. And you can see we have the case, the LCD, and here they are being joined together. Here is the second stage. And here you can see we have ionized compressed air. Here is programming. You see this number? Have you seen it somewhere?
This number was already displayed when you exactly.
RFID. I told you will meet this number. So here it's like alignment. It's try to detect the RFID. The last is the 5th one, customer programming.
Okay.
This is for Escort.
For Escort.
Yeah.
This is for the Escort pager. Okay.
So we test all devices. Every print has a unique barcode.
Charging device over here, stecker, the clips, so everything together.
Everything together, and then you also have the manual.
So basically that sums up a pager manufactured by a company like Swissphone. Now, the most important thing here is the synergy between all of those departments. Everything is very well organized, and that's quite important in the process of producing a quality high product for a market like public safety, not only in Switzerland, but also worldwide. Very well done. So Angelo, what does 50 years of Swissphone mean for you?
Yeah, it was a long journey with a lot of changes in technology, but I think fundamental is we are proud to have a huge network of committed partner customers, and the most important thing is that you have your own staff motivated employee. We are celebrating weekly, daily 30, 40 years of anniversary with our employee, and I think this is the recipe to be able to survive such a long time.
What would be the strategy for the future for Swissphone, you think, with all these changes in our industry?
We are monitoring and watching carefully all possible trends. I mean, we define our technology in terms of what or the potential impact of disaster, blackouts, crisis, etc. I mean, we cannot just have a fad and following every trend if it doesn't make sense. I think we are able today to deliver an infrastructure which is fulfilling all these 3 criteria: reliance, redundancy, and total cost of ownership. And POXAC is still a very robust technology for this crisis situation that we are, let's say, positioning ourselves. Yeah.
Okay. Which topics do you think will dominate the market tomorrow, and how will Swissphone deal with those kind of topics?
Yeah, I mean, if I look at your pin here on your jacket here,
it's a 5G pin, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is becoming now reality. Broadband, 5G, it's a serious topics in our industry. I mean, they are moving investment in an amazing amount of money. We see clearly trend in the UK, other market, they are getting now slowly oriented towards this 5G for mission critical applications. And of course, Swissphone is also monitoring this development, and we believe this broadband technology is not primary focus for alerting technology, but there will be in the future some application which will be relevant. And this is the reason also why Swissphone have developed and introduced last year the first pager with LT narrowband technology, just to be at the front line and be part of this development.